What inspired this piece was, it's not a very new concept really, to be honest, but it was, watching a lot of kind of classical ballet like Swan Lake and Giselle recently, it really struck me that there's always this kind of maiden waiting to be rescued by her prince. So it's really quite a simple work. It's not about a story, it's just lending from that theme about a corps de ballet. So it's called corps, and it's basically lending from classical ballet about the typical kind of waiting, and in a kind of a larger sense in everybody's, in our own lives, the continual need to, or the continual wait for something better or something to happen, or you'll meet the right person, you'll eventually get to New York, you'll cut your hair, you'll get that car, or whatever. So it's aspiration, and it's waiting for something to happen. So there's lots of moments of stillness as well, which I really quite like to use this time around, as opposed to going with a kind of aggressive movement approach. As usual, for some reason, when you work with students, it's a different thing. They try even harder. Eventually, when you get into you work with professionals, they're good and they're professional for a reason, but there's always a kind of, they wait for you to do it. With students, very often they just throw themselves into things that they're kind of quite brave, in fact. You've got to kind of lead them, but I found this time around with this cast that they're quite brave and quite forthcoming with ideas and contribution.
I've been experiencing it, let me see, it's been interesting and a learning experience, because the choreographers are so different in the way they move and the way they think and the way they use the music, and it's also been a strengthening thing, because you have to use your body in such a different way than you do in training, because training is very set. You have your pliés, you have your everything, and it's very set, and then you get to choreography and they ask you to move in a way you've never really moved before. So it's been a learning experience most of all.
It's been very interesting in the fact that a lot of the works are very classical. There are two works that aren't, and for me that was really difficult. But also the fact that we have a physical theatre piece, which we've never done before, was really nice and challenging, because it's a very different way to anything we've ever done before, any way that we've had to move before. We had to basically abandon technique, which is very interesting. Yeah.
Well, what I've learned is that nothing is ever set. They change their mind a lot, and then you just have to keep going and keep your head straight. And what the different choreographers, is just like I said, the way they move. Like Tim is very classical and he has this thing he wants, that he wants, and then Chanel has this weird doll thing that she wants, and it's so different. And then Bailey and them, the physical theatre, is flow and use the movement and just move, and that's the only thing. It's so different. You're so used to your training, that's one set thing, and then you get here and everybody's doing something completely different. But the thing is, you get to learn the choreographers as well through their movement. You get to know who they are, so that's a very nice aspect of the whole choreography.
The same as Liv in adaptability, so being able to give one essence to one choreographer and then something totally different to another choreographer, which when you get on stage you're chopping and changing like this the whole time, which is very interesting, as well as partner work. There's a lot of girl partner work in the season, which for me was really nice to do and interesting.